Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope you're having a good day as always. Today I want to break down one of the projects that I've started this year in an effort to save money and let you guys know about the progress so far. So if you've watched this channel for a while, you know that this year I pretty much started gardening and trying to grow some of my own fruits and vegetables, not in an effort to totally feed myself, but instead just chip away at the grocery bill and find out how much money I can save. Now, in the past, I've always kind of enjoyed gardening and growing trees and shrubs, but those were all things of an aesthetic nature, and now I kind of had an end goal of producing something and saving money. And let's just put it this way, it's been a humbling experience. And so what I want to do is break down the numbers, talk about my cost inputs, and then what I'm going to start calling like my dividends or my earnings, pretty much what I was able to produce, and let you guys know what my thoughts are so far. Now, before I jump into this, I do want to say, if you enjoyed this content, even though it's a little bit different than my normal personal finance education stuff, if you enjoy this, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment below. Again, I know it's a little bit different, but I do think it is finance related, it's impacting my money, and there may be a few of you guys who are thinking about starting this project as well. So again, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, it is greatly appreciated. Now, to get started, I do want to talk about my cost inputs into this project. There were a few main things that I did. I've actually talked about them on my channel before, but I want to start talking about like hard dollars, what it cost me to start this. The big things were the raised garden beds. My backyard in Texas had nothing but bad soil and nothing I could really work with, so I was forced to build my own raised beds. I did everything that I could to save money on that by buying cold boards at Lowe's, but between the two beds, which are 4x8, the wooden nails cost me about $70 to do both of those, so that's not terrible. Another big expense, believe it or not, was just filling those beds up with soil, because again, if you're trying to grow something, you need to have good soil in there. My backyard definitely does not have good soil, so I had to buy like manure and compost, what is it called, peat moss, all the stuff that I needed to give a good soil medium to grow. That was like $100. And that's probably because I had to buy bags of it as Lowe's, and if I would have bought it in bulk, I probably would have been able to save some money. However, my landscaping company charged an $85 fee to deliver that, and that's not something I want to do. I also had to buy seeds and plants. That actually was not the biggest expense. It was by far the cheapest expense, but that was about another $30 to $40. And the last thing that I did was I built my own 3-tier compost system, which I'm actually really happy with, but that was probably another $70 to $80. All in all, after taxes, after everything, I've probably spent close to $300 getting this project up and running. Now, that seems like a lot of money, and to be honest, I think it is a lot of money, more than I was expecting, and there's totally cheaper ways to get started in this. I just decided, you know what, I want to do it the way I want to do it. I don't necessarily have the time to try to find all the deals online that I can, because either way you're paying in time or money. So that's kind of what my upfront expenses were. Now, the big question is, have I seen that return already? And the answer is undoubtedly no, not even close, right? $300 is a lot of grocery money, and there's no way in hell I've come even close to $300 worth of produce. And the reason is, you know, a multitude of factors, right? I'm new at this. There's a very steep learning curve. It's the hottest summer on record in Texas. Not really fun, more 100-degree days than we've ever had before. So I picked a not great time to start gardening, but at the end of the day, I still got stuff, right? To being totally new to this, having never done this before, not having anyone here guiding me and telling me exactly what to do, learning by trial and error, I was still able to grow stuff. Now, I didn't make a big documentary of this. I didn't do a lot of footage, but here's some pictures of some of the stuff that I grew. Some stuff, you know, like tomatoes and cucumbers, I actually grew pretty well. Other things like strawberries and okra, things that I thought were going to do pretty good, didn't do great at all. So all in all, it was a so-so mix of results. What I'm excited to do is actually start my fall gardening harvest, whatever you want to call it, and I just planted those a couple days ago, so I'm excited to see how that goes. But you know, for the summer, I just didn't really get a whole lot, to the point where I would say it offset a big chunk of my grocery bill and or my expenses. So I'm definitely operating in the red right now. My goal is to operate in the black in the near future. And so what I want to do now is talk about kind of what I'm doing right now to make that a reality in the future. So the first thing is this, guys. I'm not deterred from going forward with this project because I've kind of already paid the big brunt of the expenses already. The beds, the soil, the plants, the seeds, all that stuff, I don't really need to buy it again in the future. Okay, I've got more than enough seeds left over. A lot of the perennials that I planted, like the pomegranate tree, which was like an $80 tree, and I bought that with a gift card, so I guess that wasn't really an expense for me. But all those stuff is already paid for. I don't need to buy it again next year. What I need to do is learn how to improve on the process and get more results, more dividends, right? I'm trying to refer to these as my passive income plants because that's what I want them to do for me in the future. Now, again, I've paid for all the expensive stuff up front, and what's really, really exciting is that everything I'm doing right now is learning how to do it better with free materials. And so I'm just going to give you a little insight as to what I'm doing now. Now, earlier I said that I built that 3-tier compost system, which I'm really happy with. That's going to be a key component going forward in me getting better results and not having to put money or as much money into this process, right? I said that I spent close to or maybe right at $100 on soil getting those raised beds filled. Well, again, that soil, it was expensive, and I'm sure there was a lot of nutrients in there, but there's not a whole lot of life in there, right? There's not bugs, there's not worms, there's not all that good stuff that really helps build soil. But what I do have now is life-building soil with my compost. And all of that stuff is just kitchen scraps, it's leaves, it's wood chips, it's all this other stuff that actually will become wonderful soil, and actually kind of already is wonderful soil, and it doesn't cost me anything anymore. So what I've done recently is recorded me kind of sifting through my finished compost and showing you kind of what the quality looks like. In fact, here's a comparison of what my garden beds look like before I put this stuff on there and what it looks like after I put this stuff on there. So, I've actually got life in there now. I've got fresh stuff, that low stuff. Again, I don't know how long that stuff is sitting out there. I don't know really how high the quality is. I just knew that I had to get it, so I bought it. Now I know exactly what I'm getting. I know it didn't cost me anything at all, and it's a process I can repeat and improve upon itself, so it's just a positive synergistic thing that I've got going on now. Now, another thing that I'm doing, and I don't want to get too geeky on you when I say this, but mulch and covering the soil and protecting it from evaporation is kind of, I learned to be much more important than I thought. And so what I decided to do was keep all the leaves in a separate trash bin that I have and then shred it down and make it much more fine and use that as a leaf mulch. And so hopefully it will allow me to get more, again, produce out of the plants and the seeds that I have. But it's also another free component that I've got, right? Leaves is definitely not a shortage in my neighborhood because it's so established. There's so many trees, and every fall I have more leaves than I know what to do with, and it would just be a waste to try to throw them out and pay money, just to get leaf bags every single autumn. Instead, I want to use that to my benefit. And so that's what I'm doing as well, and I've got my garden beds filled up with a nice layer of leaf mulch now. So fast forward to today, I've got my fall garden already planted, I've got my rain barrel, I've got my compost system, I've got my new and improved soil. I'm excited to find out just how much money I can make this go around, right? There's pretty much your spring season and your fall season. Texas, luckily, we have 2 seasons to grow, so I have more chances to kind of make my money back. And so I'm excited to show you guys what the progress is this fall. Fingers crossed it's a lot better than the summer. But if I can just find a way to chip away at A, my initial expense, and B, start getting my grocery bill down, I know that I'm going to be saving money, and I'm excited to share that with you guys. So all in all, that's what I want to talk about today. Again, I know this is a little bit different than the normal stuff that I talk about, but if you enjoy the content, if you want to see me make more of this stuff, please make sure to like, subscribe, comment. You guys know what to do. But thanks for watching. Make smart financial decisions, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey guys, I know I just said this stuff, but let me say it again. Thank you so much for watching this video. I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. And to support you, here's 2 more videos that I've made in the past in case you haven't seen them. Don't forget to share these with your friends and family so we can help all the people achieve their financial goals. Likewise, if there's anything that you would want to see made that you haven't seen thus far, definitely don't hesitate to let me know. But thanks again, take care, and have a good day.